I'm live. All right. Give me a second and I'll get all you guys logged in here. Here's link, exclamation point, space, control V, send. Let's go here. Over this one. Come on in, guys, and get logged in, settled in, grab your things. I gotta go post this everywhere. Roll for me, link to join. Delete. Oops. Dun, 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 dun. Enter. Update. Hey, Bill, let me know if the sound is good. I'm still getting everything set up. I'm running a tiny bit behind this morning, or whatever time of the day it is. I think I got this page set up correctly. I'll get you guys. All right, I got everybody's got the email. And if I click on this and I show up, we will be in great shape. Nope. Sending me to Brother John. Why is that? That's not right. Hold on a second. Sent me to the wrong location. BOG. The heck? Copy. Well, that should go to the right place. Oh, that's why. Let me click on that one. There I am. All right, we made it. All right. Joan just sent me a note. Where's the link? Joni, hopefully you made it in. All right. Now let me finish getting all the rest of this straightened up the way it's supposed to be. All right. Significantly increased the amount of light this week over last week. I feel like I'm in some kind of a crazy booth. Yeah, let me know if you can hear me. And if the sound is good, and if I tear your speakers out of your house right at the moment, as I'm messing with this thing. I should go right about there. Still hanging out just a smidge. How's that? How's that? All right. Let's hope for the best. Still, that's pointing up a little high, isn't it? Gotta see my guitar. Who cares if you can see me? I feel like I got all this light on me, and still it's all bizarro. Let's see. Girl from Ipanema. Hey, Christy. Welcome in. Let me know if you can hear me. I'm hoping I am coming in live, loud and clear. All this light, and I still feel super dark. Do I look dark to you guys? Let's see. Pele. I'm here. Good. Yay. This afternoon we had some scratching, huh, Pele? I don't know why that was. Having a little bit of a... Oh, look at there. It's weird how this thing is affected by this lighting. Still feels super dark. So we'll start in a couple minutes, guys. I gotta get my... Give everybody just a couple more minutes till get logged in. ready to play some music. I'm noticing as I'm warming and getting things all my fingernails have grown out too long, and I normally cut them several times a week. So you can tell we must be in some sort of crazy time in our world. I don't have a haircut. My fingernails are a mess. Megan came over today to take some photos for Jolly Roger, and I was like, posing, pretending to be doing stuff, and I was like, what the heck happened to my fingernails? And I swear to God, it feels like I just did them yesterday, and here they are a mess already. Let's see, Bill. Audio is good for Bill. Good. Okay, we had a little bit of problems, which I don't think was on my end for a change earlier today, and hopefully we're back in business. Get these books out of there. Looks less pretty. And I'm gonna real quick make one small change to the lighting. I feel like I did all this work to get extra lighting in here, and it doesn't seem like it's done a bit of good. Let me try one other thing. All right, let's do this. Let's see if that helps. Probably didn't do a bit of good either. Huh? It made it worse almost. Huh. I don't understand how lighting works. Yeah, I guess it is what it is. I got a ton of light on me, you guys. I don't know why it's looking so dark. The sound was scratchy this afternoon. Oh, did you? Christy, sometimes you're sneaking in and listening to me. You need to pipe in and say, hey, Gary, stop talking so much. Play more music. I'm going to move the lighting back and see if that helps. Moving it forward did not help. Yeah, that's what we're going with. Okay. I don't know. Makes no sense. Yeah, sorry about the scratchy sound. The ukulele session seemed to go fine, and then for some reason the guitar session went poorly. Now we can't quite figure this thing out, but I guess if it was easy, we'd all be doing it, right? All right, let's see. I sent out the email. Let's see if anybody else wrote me back that they're struggling to get in. Let's see. I sent. Let me copy this to Joni. Hopefully she's made it in at this point. What is it? Control C. Back here. Go here. Hit reply. Control V. That should work. All right. Well, I always send this out to a whole bunch of folks, and then about half the folks show in. So we're the right half, right? The webcam will adjust its sensitivity based on the total amount of ambient light, so it's not always obvious how to get the right light. Yeah, that's what it seems like. I got twice as much light as last week, and it seems like it's basically as stark or darker than the previous week. During the daytime, it's great because I got plenty of light coming in from the window, but at night I got to add some. And I have these City of Lakewood classes coming up at night, and I want to try to find a good way to do it. I'm going to, you know what I should do? No. If that's true, if it's adjusting for the ambient light, let me try one thing. Let me just try something. If I turn off one of the lights, still dark. Yeah. You're right, Bill. It adjusts for exactly whatever the situation is. Huh. Isn't that something? All right. If I just move around, maybe it'll. Isn't that weird? Huh. If I do the light like this, I'll hold my guitar this way, and then it'll mess the light up. Oh, a darker shirt. Oh, interesting. Good idea, Bill. Next time I'll try a darker shirt and see what happens. Huh. It's probably reflecting off my shirt and thinking, oh, it's super bright in there. Oh, that's fascinating. I don't know. All right. Thanks for the advice, Bill. You're probably right. That didn't help to turn off, and it made me feel weirder. So I'm going to turn it back on. That's what we're going to do. We're going with this. This is what we got, guys. All right. You don't really need to look at me anyway very much. Okay. Let's see. It's funny, the lighting. Here we go. All right, Girl from Ipanema is our job today. Hopefully this week you've had a chance to go through it. I didn't get any super distressed emails from anybody about it, except that you know and I know, and we all found that really nasty chord sitting there on the third page, and there's no way around it. There's just no way to make that thing go away. And so you probably want to take just a moment to tell yourself that that's real. That page, I'm looking at measure 38. I'm going to drop in index finger on 9, second string, ring and middle finger in the 10th fret on strings 4 and 1. And then your pinky is going to have to reach up to the third string. Where are we at? 9 to 11th fret. Is that right? I'm not even close. 9, 2, 3. Yeah, 11th fret. And then just the bottom 4 strings. It's a really cool sound. And we have a fermata over it, so it's going to take a nice long, just let it ring out for a little bit. And then you will go back. Okay, so that's that moment where in the song where it's like, this is the moment she just doesn't, she passes and I smile, but she doesn't see. Yeah, so it's kind of a fun moment, but it's not particularly fun on guitar. And also, if you want to mess around with that and come up with a different chord, I'm fine with that. I tried them all. I tried that one, which is just a bar on 9, and then the 9th shape in front of it. Sounded fine, but I think that the one that I came up with there sounds the best, and we'll see whether we can actually play it. Let's run through the chords real quick and see what we've come up with. The A flat 7 on the 4th fret. Is that okay? Is that okay? A flat 7 on the 4th fret. What are you talking about, Bill? Let me see if I can figure out where you're talking. You're talking about using the chord shape up above. The problem with that one is, Bill, if we use that one up above, this one, 4th fret, it's this shape in front. It's fine to use that. The problem is that your melody note is way up here on 10. You can't reach it. So if you're singing it and strumming it, yeah, heck yeah, use that A flat 7. But if you're playing it melodically, you're really going to have to use the more complicated chord shape. So I understand your question, and the answer is yes, but you can't really use it as a finger style moment. If you are trying to get this melody number 10, that's your melody note, and so there's just no way to reach, and so that's why we had to come up with a different chord shape there. With guitar, the nice part about it is you got a lot of choices in terms of what shapes you use for various chords up and down the fretboard, but some of them are better than others, so frankly, this A flat is okay. It really needs to have a 3, the actual 3 up here. You really need your pinky up here on the 5th string to give you that complete sound to it. 1, 2, 3. but we don't typically work that hard with the C shape as a bar chord. It's just a little bit too much, and so we trying to go with other chord shapes. So while it's accurate, it's not necessarily that great of a chord. Let's see, what else do we got on here? Let's just run through the chords, talk about them from a singing perspective. So your first chord is a G minor major seventh. Now I have decided, as you guys know, I always like to do my G chord with these two fingers and this. Okay. And with this G major seventh, in order to pull that off, you got to tuck your ring finger underneath, okay, which is a little awkward, just not particularly easy to do there. So I've been doing index and then middle ring here and sort of tucking my elbow in. I think it's just a little easier to get to. I got to press down kind of hard with my index finger to get that. The other thing, and then I think probably you noticed, if you're working on the tough acts, that you don't even need to do that at all. You're just playing these bottom four strings. And so just be mindful that, you know, we have our basic rule set here, but when it comes to being very specific about things, you may need to do some adjustment with your hands to get that a little bit more like that. All right, so that's a G major 7. A7 is just your regular A7. Okay, measure 5, you got an A minor 7th, which is right here. And then you're going to get to this A flat 7. This is what's cool about this song, is it starts adding in all these half tones and all this stuff that doesn't belong. And then it goes back to G major 7. Okay, measure 8, you got that ninth feeling. So you're going to do bar on 1 and then these 2 bars. That's a cool chord right there, right? You gotta love that one. Hey, Elizabeth. Then measure 9, we go back to G major 7th. And we repeat that same chord progression. So measures 1 through 8 are then going to be repeated for the most part through measure 16. When you get to measure 17, okay, you're coming out of that G major 7th. And then when you get to 17, you switch over to this this new A flat major 7th. So what they're doing is changing the key on us without changing the key. So the chords change with that one moment, getting away with it because we've got a huge amount of 8 full beats of the old key. Now you have 4 new of the new key, and it sounds awesome, right? But it is definitely a change in feeling of the song, and it feels like we're in a different key. And the chord shapes, as you notice, working on this, get a whole lot more difficult. And again, I usually try to arrange around that sort of thing, but in this case, that's not the point. Is the key change, and so it's hard to arrange around the thing that the song is actually trying to do. So, so you've got that A major 7th, and then at measure 19, we're going to go to this D flat 9. It's on the 3rd fret, and then this little shape here. Okay, and I put an X on this first string because it doesn't sound right. So just use those 4 strings to get that chord. And then we go on to measure 21 at the 4th fret. You got your major minor 7th shape. How can I tell her I? And E9 is kind of a weird one. It's ugly, but it sounds beautiful. It's kind of got a weird shape to it overall. It's basically just an E chord, but you're going to put your middle finger down on the 1st string. And then an A minor 7th, we got to go all the way up to the 5th fret here. Okay. And if you're strumming it, I wouldn't hit that top string again. I did leave it open on the arrangement, didn't I? Or did I exit out? I left it open. I don't think you need it. I think it sounds weird. Just use the middle finger strings. Yes, I would give my heart. And then this is a really hard one. This F9 with that E9, F bar, or a bar on one with the F9 in front of it, E9 in front of it. Gladly, but each, and you're going to go all the way to the 7th fret with your minor 7th shape. Okay, all the way up there on 7. But each day when she walks to the, and then slide it back one. See, she, and then you're going to go all the way back to here, to A minor 7. Look straight ahead, not at me. Okay, and then we go back to the A section, which is the same as before. Dun, and ten, and young and lovely, the girl from Ipanema goes walking, and when she passes each, and then this is where that F, that flat 7 that Bill was talking about happens. Right here, you got your bar on 4, middle, and ring. Smile, but she doesn't see. No, she just doesn't see. No, she doesn't. Yeah, see. Okay. So that's an awful darn lot of work for the chord part of it. Okay, and I honestly spent a lot of time trying to figure out other ways to work around it, and it just is not very cooperative, because this is advanced stuff, right? This is the top level jazz type chording, and even if you are a singer, I mean, you will very rarely see a guitarist sing this one because the chords are so challenging. Should we pluck or strum the chords? I would say probably yes. I think you should do one of those. I would suggest if you're strumming this one, dun, da, dum, 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 it doesn't quite get it, does it? Because I think this is probably a better way to go because we want to get that bounce in it. Dum, ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-da-da-bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-da-da-dum, bum, ba-da-da-dum, bum, ba-ba-da-dum, bum. So that feels like this, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Yeah, I would try it both ways because it's also the ocean, right? It's also Rio de Janeiro, and we want it to be soft and flowy, but we also need to get that bossa nova rhythm in there, and that's probably going to require doing these guys. So let's try a little bit of it. I, of course, can't sing this for Sour Apples. I can't sing anything for Sour Apples, but at least it gives you, let's go through and just feel how it feels and see what we think, okay? So it'd be, and I'm going to go slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tall and tan and young and lovely, the girl from Ipanema goes walking, and when she watches each one she passes goes off. Sorry, and on to major 9. When she walks, she's like a samba that swings, so cool and sways, so gentle, and when she passes each one she passes goes on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, but I watch her so sad. Am I on the wrong strings? I'm on the wrong strings. Sadly. Oh, can I tell her I love her? Yes, I would give my heart. This is a tough one here, I think. Gladly, but each day when she walks to the slide back seat, she looks straight ahead, not at me. Then you go back to that G major 7. Tall and tan and young and lovely, the girl from Ipanema goes walking, and when she passes each one, she passes, goes on. Oh, yeah, when she passes. Well, wait, I think I messed up the lyrics. When she just doesn't see. I'm supposed to go back. I messed up the lyrics. Sorry, guys. 2, 3, 4. She just doesn't see. That's gonna have to wait. No, she just doesn't see. So I think that section there where it goes back and forth between G major 7th and A flat 7 is a great section to spend a minute memorizing the lyric clearly, because I don't have them memorized and I'm just getting it close. It does seem to me, in answer to Bill's question, that this 4 little plucks probably gets more toward a bossa nova feeling than the strumming would get. Having said that, try it both ways. You may find one to be better than the other, and I would say maybe do it both ways. I think the only place you do kind of have an A structure to the song. So the first 16 measures are A, and then it's 18 through 32. You've got the B section, and so you might try doing that with strums, or do it with that part with plucks and the other one with strums. Sort of mess around with it in different ways and see which makes your guitar happier. And I would say, for my money, just now, if I'm going to sing this thing, I'm going to probably be plucking it. The other thing that I just discovered, which I did not discover in rehearsal, was slow it down, right? I actually was pretty close on most of those chords, pretty close, not dead on, but closer. And I apologize. I think my cat's trying to break into the room. The speed at which we're used to hearing this song is not exactly fast anyway. So I would say slow it down. Give yourself an opportunity to get to these crazy chords. It's a beautiful, beautiful tune, but it is not easy from a chord perspective. Now, when we get to tough acts here in a minute, it's going to get much worse, of course. So let's talk about those of you guys who have a partner at home and they are good at playing chords. Or you're the guy at home that's guy or girl at home that's really good at chords. Have your partner play the melody. So let's go through the melody, make sure that everything's lined up the way we think it is with our ears. And so let's play the melody line, starting at the top with a 5. And as I look through it, 5 is really the high number here. So I'm probably going to just start off in second position. There's only a couple of 1s here, maybe even just 1. So I probably want to play this in second position. And that is, of course, until we get to the B section there at measure 18. And then it's going to go further up the neck. And we end up clear up on 10. Right? And so just be aware that when we get there, we're going to be moving up the fretboard quite a ways. Okay? All right. From the top, not fast. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 1. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 1. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 1. 1, 2, 3. Two, three, four. Hold that with further fermata and then go. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You'd repeat. Okay, so this is a great place where you're holding that and go ahead and get your eyes back to the beginning of the song. The arrangement here, you're just going to play this whole entire song twice, from one to the bottom, and then go through and play one to the bottom again. You obviously found that in rehearsal, that's how we play that. And I don't often like that. A tied note to go over into over through a repeat, but I think at this point it's clear enough, right? You play 43 and 44 and then go back and repeat, and the second time through you play 43 and 44 exactly the same, but just tie it into 45. So I felt it was clean enough not to give you a first and a second ending there. Seems like pretty obvious what you should do. Let's see. The other thing I did want to talk about, because I think lots of you guys are really down. You absolutely get triplets. It's not a big deal. And then some of the others are like, what's a triplet? Right? And I know I find triplets to be one of the harder things to play correctly when we're in group. I think you guys do a very good job playing it when we get together, but I struggle with it, and so I like to talk about them a little bit, just so that you can make sure you're aware of them. And it says my connection's unstable. Please wait while we try connecting. Am I broadcasting? Well, somebody let me know. Every time I get that little sign that says your connection is unstable, usually that means I'm broadcasting to myself, which is always a bit of a disappointment. Well, it's not necessarily a disappointment to the rest of the world, but I like to pretend that somebody's out there and listening. Let me see. One of you guys will let me know if you can hear me or not. That would be helpful. Buffering. Let's see. Lost a couple of seconds, but I'm back. Okay, good. It's fascinating. I've had no problems here for a couple weeks with getting broadcasting. But still here. Christy's holding on. I've had no problems broadcasting it out today. I don't know. I think YouTube is losing its mind today. Poor things. Let's say we're talking triplets. Okay. And what triplets do is squish 3 notes into the space of 2 notes. Okay. So when she passes each. Okay. So because we should be playing that as when she passes each. So it should be slower. So when you see those triplets, our way of counting them is 1 King Kong, 3 King Kong, or with these quarter note triplets. But I don't know if that's necessarily helpful to you as a musician trying to get the music out. I think you see a triplet and you think, oh, I just got to push a little bit. I just got to get this to go faster. So what I like to think of when I'm playing is... just sort of bear down on it just a little bit, not super fast, not crazy fast, but just with a little more urgency. And I think that will help you get through those triplets. This entire song, as you've noticed, is full of triplets, and probably not a bad idea to take your highlighter and just mark them, because it can, if you're not hearing the song in your head, which hopefully you are, but it's if you're not 100% positive where you are in the song and you've got a little piece of highlighter highlighting those triplets, more likely to be successful with them, right? If you look at, like, go to measure 17, you got two triplets in a row. Oh, but I watch her so sadly, right? So you're really pushing your way through that whole entire measure. And and I notice, because I'm rushing these ones and threes, that I'm having a hard time remembering to get my 4 up here with my pinky. I'm making it harder on myself by rushing over to grab it with my ring finger. So just being mindful those triplets are there. I think when you're playing it by yourself, whatever pacing that you come up with is going to be the correct one. But if you get with group or get in a small ensemble, everybody's going to want to agree that those triplets need to come together. Dun, 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 dun. There's a little more urgency in those sections. Okay. All right. So we've talked chords. Chords are kind of a bummer on this one, but they're really beautiful. Every last one of those chords is like, wow, that is really nice. And the melody is not out of control. It does move all the way up and down on your fretboard. And as we would expect with an advanced piece of jazz music, and as we would expect with fourth level finger style, I don't give you hard stuff on purpose. I just try to give level 4 the good stuff. And of course, that means we're going to be using complex chords, and we're going to be all over the fretboard. It's what happens on this instrument. The nice part about this instrument is we can do it. We can absolutely get that done. And so that's what we're working on there. Okay. Let's walk through the tough uke. We'll go through every moment, and then we'll try playing it a couple of times. Okay. So I initially arranged this for baritone ukulele, which means it is baritone friendly. All the bottom 4 strings are the only 4 strings you really have to play. But if you can work in these upper 2 strings, you're going to want these 2 guys up here. It's going to make your guitar sound better. It'll make you sound better. But initially, I tried to get this where it fit onto just 4 strings, and it actually worked. Okay. So the first measure, not too bad, right? Just grab your 5. Go grab the 2. And hit the open. Go back and do it again. And then you're going to do this 5 5 5 5 5 6 5 5, and you can hit the open A string. Sounds kind of cool. And then you're going to add your ring finger on 7, and then you got it. From that moment, you got to jump down and grab 2022 here. So that's a fast motion there, because you've got to hit this 7. And then abandon it right away. So you want to get some music out of that 7, but then you got to get clear back down here to the 2. So don't jip the 7, but obviously don't linger on it too long, so that you can get back down and get these guys. Back to the 5s. Yeah, so it's strum, and then downhill, back to those 2s. One of the things you notice, and it goes right back to Bill's question, is now I've resorted to doing a lot of thumb work. I don't have to do that. I can absolutely keep my claw on through this section. Whoops. Okay, so both of those work, and you will decide at your house which one's going to be your way of playing this song. So if you're finding that this is going really cool for you, play it that way. If you're finding it's much easier to do your thumb, do that, whichever makes the most sense. Okay. Measure 5, we got an A minor 7th with your pinky on 3. Oh, that sounds so good. lose your pinky, regular A minor, pinky on the second string, bar on 1 with a 2 on it. Go grab those 3s, probably with your pinky. Lift your pinky, and then it's a G major 7th, but the melody note is here on your ring finger at the 3rd fret. So I just put on a regular G chord. And see, by lifting up the 3 and getting the 2 in there, then you get the G major 7th, that major 7th feeling in there. Measure 8, bar on, just to do exactly what's up on the chord chart. Don't do that. That sounds funny. 3, 1, 2. So if you just grab that chord, everything else works out fine. And then we play the whole song, play that section again. So let's just go through that from measure 9. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now we've got the first 16 measures done. It feels good, feels pretty good. Right? It's hard to play, guys. If you're killing this thing, good for you. You should get it onto video quick, right? Because this is a toughie. Okay, measure 17. Think about it today. I grabbed. We were teaching Brother John this morning, and it is the very first song of level 1, and I'm looking at that going, from that comes this. And the melody is still basically play a melody, right? Everything you learned on day 1 in guitar school. But now we have created a complete horror story when it comes to chords on top of that melody, and look at how beautiful you play, right? Measure 18, grab your A flat major 7th, okay, and then we pluck that. 4, 3, 1, 3, 1, and then go grab this 3, 4, 4, 4, or 4, 3, 4, 4, and then just grab those middle strings, and then slide your pinky up to 6. Okay, so instead of playing the 1 that's in the melody, we're going to play a 6 on the second string. Same note, just way easier to get to. Okay, so that's that move. And then the next measure 20 is just an arpeggio of the original chord. And then grab your 4, 4, 4, 6 right here. Oh, sorry. And then what I did here for the arrangement, because you've got to reach up to the 4 with the melody, is I'm going to drop the bass notes. And I'm just going to do 1, 0, 1, 0, 2. Sounds good. If you feel like you want to add your ring finger here, or your middle finger up here on the 2nd fret of the 5th string, and then you can do that, right? And so I think you get a fuller sound that way, but it's quite a bit harder to play by putting your middle finger there. I opted in this case to not put the 2 there. I would say, depending on, I mean, if you're playing this well, go ahead and do it. I'm going to put a 2 there just for myself, because I think I could probably pull that off, right? It's quite a long reach there, okay? And then you're going to do that arpeggio coming up the strings. Okay. Then you've got 5, 5, 5, 7s. Great moment in the song, isn't it? It feels like, oh gosh, we're going to be fine. And how this sheet music reads on 25 and 26 is how it reads in the other places. It just feels a little bit more noticeable because you're switching the line, but you really don't need to hit that 7 again, right? If you hit it again, it'll be fine, but you shouldn't probably if you're plucking your way through it. Okay, That's what we're looking for? Any of those kinds of ideas? All right. Then we go onto the melody. And then again, measure 27. That's bar chord on 1, a 2, and a 3. And that's a really long range. That's one I didn't feel like I could get away from. You can just go and lose the chord there, but if you can make that reach, that's probably what you want to do. Yeah, that's really a long way to go there. Okay, so think if you know that nope, there's no way I'm playing that one. Play that chord, and then abandon it, and just hit the 5 and let it ring for a minute. And the reason you get away with that at that moment is you are like, okay, I am at the end of this new idea. I'm at the end of measure 28. There's a new idea, and now we're going to have a different part of the song, completely different idea at the middle of 28. So you can get away with just a single 5. Okay, and then go 7, probably index finger, 7, 8, and you're going to go with pinky on 10, bar on 7. That sounds so good. And I thought about this a lot, guys. Those of you who refinger your stuff, I thought about going with this 7, but it doesn't help because then you still got to deal with all of jumping down here on the second string. So I just decided, well, I'm just going to dump the whole concept here and go back down to open position. Okay. That sounds beautiful too. Okay. So that's a section where you'd want to get this chord right. Okay. Try it different ways and see what makes the most sense to you. You can refinger that with the going down to the 3rd string, but I noticed when I thought about it, it didn't particularly solve the problem because I still got to come back down here when I get the next note. And just holding the chord shape up there didn't do me much good. Okay, so measure 29 again. All those 6s. Hit your 7. Okay. This is an interesting moment. This finger goes back to 5 and the pinky goes up to 8. Same thing. Bar on 1, middle finger on 2, pinky finger way out on 5. And we survived the bridge, or the B section, and then we're on to 33. This is the moment. Dun, and you're going to take this index finger where it's sitting. Okay, you come out of this A minor 7 section. Slide this all the way up to 9. Grab your 2 10s and your 11. And because my fingernail's a little too long, it didn't work well. And let that be its own thing. Absolutely separate that moment from the whole rest of the song. It's supposed to sound weird, discordant. It's supposed to be this weird moment. And now we can go play the song again. Back and replay the whole song again. Okay. Last thought on that measure 38. You absolutely can get away with just a plain old 10 there. Okay. Smile. All right, so so you can absolutely get away with just the 10 there, or just try the 9 and the 10, right? Give you some discordance there, or maybe the 10 and the 11. Yeah, that doesn't really work. How about the two 10s? Yeah, no, you need the 9 in there for sure. So hit 2 of those. You choose 2 fingers. Like that. Possibility. Okay. And like I said, I did work on other possible shapes. You could just put a bar here. That's kind of good. Drop it back one and add two of this. That feels more flattish. So that's what you're working on there. Try different feelings until you find the right one for you. I think that the one I put on the paper makes the most sense, even though it's super unpleasant to play. And then we go on with the song. Okay, are we ready? What time is it? Feels like it's midnight. 8:54. Oh gosh, there's plenty of time to work on this song. By the way, I don't hear a lot from you guys, which is okay. I hope that means that you are having a great life out there. I hope you are staying safe. I do want level 4 to make sense for some reason for somebody somewhere out there. And so as you're working on these songs, I know they're really, really hard. I also need to know if they are unplayably hard. Like if you know what you're doing and you're like, God dang it, Gary, what you put here makes no sense. I need to toss me an email and let me know, hey, this one section here doesn't make any sense, or I found a better way to play this section. I absolutely will go in and revise this sheet music. But because I don't hear a lot from guitar players, it's interesting. The ukulele players load up my inbox, but the guitar players, you guys are pretty quiet. I assume that's because you're practicing, because they're not. What I'm hoping is that when you find something that you love or that you want to work on, or it's a particular song that you're like, God, I really think this would be great for the level 4 program, send me a note. I do want to tailor this to be something that works for you as well as for me. I'm just writing sheet music that I think would be nice to play, that I think I'd like to be able to play. And you guys know I like great melodies. I like songs that are well known. I like stuff from the olden times. I have a somewhat limited things that I'm interested in. So if you have a modern song that you really got to do, or if you are, Monica's been bugging me. I'm a Dave Matthews Band fan. Let's do a Dave Matthews song. And I can be perfectly honest. I don't think she's logged in tonight. I don't know any Dave Matthews songs. I don't know any of them. And so maybe there's one I should know, right? And so, but pester me a little bit about things that you want to do. And to that point, next week we're going to be doing Hotel California. I got it about 80% done right now, and I'll be getting it out to you either in the morning or sometime tomorrow, Saturday at the latest, and so we can start working on that one. And what I know about Hotel California is it's laden with expectations for guitarists, and they've seen their particular guy that they love on YouTube. They've seen his way of doing it, and that's how they want to do it. And there's a million ways to do it. I tend to stick pretty close to, here's the melody, here's the chords, let's make a playable arrangement, and then you can turn it into something fancier if you need to or if you want to. But usually what I put out is going to sound great and be the most playable version that I can possibly think of to give to you. So that's what's coming out this week. But when you look through stuff and you're like, how come you didn't put in the bass run that my favorite person did? Or how come the descending bass line disappeared? Or the arpeggio run in measure 17 isn't there, or whatever? Make sure to let me know what you guys think about these, because these arrangements are not written by Jesus. They're written by me. And I definitely make mistakes, and sometimes I oversimplify, or sometimes I undersimplify, and I want you to have a song that really makes it worth your time. You're putting in an entire week, theoretically, on a song. That's 7 days of practice. We want to get it where it's pretty darn close to good by tonight, right? Like you could walk in today and go, I'm playing it way better than Gary plays it. That's your goal, right? And it's not a hard goal to reach. You want to be playing it. There won't be a song I give to you that's not a great song. Let's put it that way. Every song I give to you is a great song. But if you have a song that you know is great and you want me to arrange it, totally up for it. Okay. So there's that. Otherwise you get the 30 songs that I think are important. By the way, I have this desire to get you a new song every single week, a brand new one that nobody's ever worked on. That's my goal. Do know that it's entirely possible that I will fail at that goal, and we may be playing some stuff from the original 30. I won't have you play Yankee Doodle or America or any of those type of songs, but I would. There are lots of stuff in book 4, the first book we have never touched, and that are good songs. They're there because I love them and I think they're great, and so we may do some of that as well. Just depends on how much time I have for getting writing in. So that's my spill my guts things. I do have a flyer which I'll be sending out via email to everybody for what's going on this summer. I have of course all the ukulele stuff. I have a harmonica class, both a beginner's one to teach you how to play harmonica, and then one we're calling Harmonica Club, where you're supposed to bring a harmonica song and you're going to play it over Zoom and you're going to become famous, super famous, by the way. You'll be chased by teenage girls everywhere you go. As one of the legendary harmonica players of our century. That's what going to be happening. I also have guitar lessons on Zoom from the city, but those will be the level 1 and level 2, so it's not really for you guys. And then we'll be doing the same thing that we've been doing, the 1 o'clock session for levels 1, 2, 3, and 4. Christy will sneak in at work. I'm afraid that somehow the feds are going to find out about that and we're going to end up, they're going to, T-men are going to come busting down the door and actually expect me to pay my taxes, which, by the way, the city's already called me and said, you didn't pay your taxes from the first quarter. And I'm like, I didn't make any money. But I still got to fill out the form. And then... so that's the 1 o'clock section, levels 1, 2, 3, and then we'll do some stuff with this as well, level 4. Okay, level 4 practice sessions is basically what's going on there. And then tonight, right? And so every night on Thursday night, you're supposed to have this song, the new song, ready to go and sounds beautiful. Okay, let's see. Christy mentions Spanish Romance is level 3, but it really should be a level 1,000, and I could not agree with her more. We're in the process of taking typos and stuff out of book 3, and you should know that Spanish Romance will not be in book 3 the next time. I have had 3 or 4 students actually tackle it. Okay, Kaylin is one of them. You guys know Kaylin. Joel managed to beat it. It is not one of those things that you just stumble across and you're like, yep, I can play it because I've got level 4 training. Yeah, Spanish Romance will be moved out of level 3 into level 1,000. I agree with you absolutely, Christy. Somebody press the computer running. Okay, somehow that gives me no comfort, Christy. It gives me no comfort whatsoever. When a guy named Elliot Ness comes, I don't know, is that a good T-man name, Elliot Ness? I don't know. He might be the bad guy. I don't know if he's the bad guy or the good guy. If somebody wearing one of those hats shows up and says, "Hi, we're from the Internal Revenue Service. We'd like to have a chat with you." Yeah, that's what's going to happen. I feel confident that's going to happen. All right, we're going to play Girl from Ipanema. We're going to play it twice through. I'm probably going to butcher it up pretty good, as you know. Okay, you're probably going to play it as perfectly like you're supposed to. Okay, and Elliot's the good guy. Okay, good. Well, yeah. So it'll be Elliot Ness because I'm the bad guy in this drama. Okay. All right. I got to get up on my IRS history. That's one thing I haven't kept up on. So I'm going to sit down with Christy and have her teach me some stuff. All right, guys. 2 times through on Girl from Ipanema, all the way to the bottom, and then back up and all the way to the top. I may have to stop a couple of times and reset. Okay. And we will, depends on. Yeah, right. Depends on who you like the IRS. That's hilarious. All right. From the top, really slow. Give us a chance, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. shoot. Sorry. Four. I'll get it eventually. To the top. I'm in a panic the whole time through that. So good news is if Gary can play it, you can play it. Okay, that just means that I'm getting pretty close. Um, I didn't practice it every day, right? And if I had practiced it every day, it might be a little bit smoother. I see that big old nasty chord coming up at measure 38, and my brain for sure is shutting down, just like yours is probably on. Oh God, here we go, right? And so making sure we get that one is it's tough. It takes a little bit of doing. So, all right, guys, we survived. Super hard song. This should be a level 99 song. Okay, it's not Spanish romance hard, but it's hard. And it's good. It's worth messing with, right? So this is a song that you use as a warm up. Now you've already tackled the whole thing, top to bottom. Hopefully, it's going well for you. Toss me an email if it's not. Let's see. A couple of you guys still have guitars down in the shop. Coming down and get them. So send me a note about that. And where the building still isn't open. I don't know when they're going to open it up, and I guess I can't worry about that, but we can for sure get your strings changed or whatever else you feel like you need to do, as long as I can meet you in the parking lot and do that. I'm working on Hotel California. I'm hoping to have it out by tomorrow morning. I don't think I'll get out tonight. It turns out that song goes on and on and on for 27,000 pages, and I'm going to get it onto a rational number of pages, and I may have to cut some of it out because it's ridiculous. So that's coming up this week, and I hope you guys are having making it through in our new lifestyle, and I hope that you're staying safe, and I hope everybody you know is feeling good and safe. And that's enough. I will work on. I'm going to wear a black shirt next time and see if it solves the whole lighting problem. You should see this wall of light that I have here. Can you see my hand? There is just massive amounts of light, and it didn't do one bit of good on this. So I'm going to. In fact, here in a minute, I'm going to turn this off and turn it back on with a black shirt on. So and see if that makes a difference. So thanks, Bill, for that suggestion. We'll see about that. Guys, have a wonderful time. I know guitar is hard. I do. I really do. And the way we're doing it is and I don't know if it's the hardest way, but it's way up there in terms of the hard way. And if you're doing well, if you're finding a way to play this that makes sense to you, then congrats. If you're still fighting it, we're going to keep working on it until you're not fighting it anymore. Let's see. Pele says, Gary, I managed to stay with you, but I had to cheat a little with my fingering to make some of the chords easier to play. So Pele, that is exactly what we want to do, right? Mostly keep up with Gary, right? Because I'm not the best guitar player in the room, but I'm not the best guitar player by a long shot. What I am is somebody who's just willing to keep forcing my way through it. When I make a mistake, I just have to move on. It's really challenging for me, just like it is for you. And you'll notice if I'm blowing it, I start modifying my fingering too, Pele, and that's what we all want to do. That's exactly the mindset to get into is, hey, I'm not going to be able to do it that way, but I can at least do this part of it, or I can do a little piece of this chord, modify it in some way. And then when we're here in group, obviously that's the time when you're sort of pushing you a little bit, trying to get you to be in time a little bit. And then when you're at home, heck, you can be a lot more flexible on your timing. You don't want to be too flexible because the idea is that you will eventually be able to play this for other people. And if your timing is too weird, then they won't like it. But maybe you play for other people, maybe you don't. Who doesn't matter? It matters that you care that you're playing at a way that you think you like to play. And so there we go. A lot of just life lessons to be learned from guitar. But Pele, delighted that that's coming across for you. More importantly, Pele has got the chat box working. She fought that. Was it last week or the week before? And Pele was like, oh, I couldn't get a chat box. And it was driving me crazy. And boy, this technology has been driving me insane. Every week. Today, for some reason, the sound was just crackly. Every single thing was set up exactly identical for this class an hour before, and all of a sudden I'm crackling. So, who knows? All right, kids, have a wonderful night. You might want to subscribe down here if you're logged into Google, and you might want to subscribe because, as you know, I'm rushing all the time right or before 8 o'clock to get all of the links posted and get emails to you and all that stuff. And I always set this live room up first, so you could just come straight to YouTube and wait for the live stream to start here. It'll start here first, then I go post it on the Denver Guitar Orchestra website. I only leave that up until the end of this class because this is a by invitation only class. Then I go and take it down here, and then but you keep it in your email box, and you can continue to review this video if you need to by using the link in your email box. So if you're a chronic deleter of emails like I am, take the ones about these classes and move them into a folder on your email box, and then you can come back and revisit this video if you need to. So that's a I don't know. That's what you pay $10 for, right? Chance to come in. Try rebooting your modem and router. Yeah. Yes, Bill. Yes. Sometimes that really, usually it's not the modem and router. Usually that's been working fine, and I had to do that in the beginning here. I had to do some of that too. Usually it's this computer. It just gets tired, and I need to shut the whole thing down and restart it. And I may start doing that between the ukulele class and the guitar class, because it hasn't happened very often, but it did. I think it happened one other time as well. And so I probably just need to shut everything down and restart it up. I think what happens is YouTube gets tired of me and is like, well, I don't know if we want to keep working on this or not. So, all right, guys, have a wonderful night. Thanks for being here. I am super delighted to see so many of you showing up and giving this a try. This is hard stuff, and since we're not going to be playing this summer as a group, you might as well be getting better at playing as a soloist, right? And this would be an excellent way to do it. So, have a wonderful night. I'm going to disconnect the stream. You guys be good, and I will see you. I will see you on email sometime tomorrow.